y'all, it's Ryan McHugh, and today we're diving deep, like knee deep in pluff mud, and into the 30 things you must know before moving to Charleston, South Carolina in 2025. And I am talking culture quirks, weather, neighborhoods, food, ghosts, yes, ghosts. And if you're thinking about relocating to the holy city, grab a sweet tea, maybe a towel for some humidity, and let's dive right in. All right, before we dive in real quick, if you're thinking about moving, go ahead and check out live listings on my website, buyfromride.com, not Zillow, not Redfin, real listings updated hourly. So number one, right out of the gate, Charleston isn't just a city. It's a sprawling network of neighborhoods in different districts. So let's dive right in. Let's talk about distinct region number one, the peninsula, which is downtown. Historic, charming, expensive. You're gonna see more horse-drawn carriages than Ubers. That's pretty much the truth. Let's talk about James Island. James Island is quieter, it's beach adjacent, got Folly Beach right over there, and it's pretty family friendly. Now, you also have Johns Island, which is right there near James Island. You got big lots, trees older than your grandma, and it's a fast-growing foodie scene. So that's kind of where I got my eyes. Now, let's also talk about Daniel Island. This is a master planned, polished, high-end area, and if you drive through, you'll understand why. Now, let's talk a little bit about West Ashley. West Ashley is local vibes, value homes, and traffic you'll complain about daily. It's the reality. And then let's talk about Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant is east of the Cooper, upscale packed with Whole Foods, Energy, and Trader Joe's. Don't forget about that Trader Joe's. And don't forget Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms, and Folly Beach, all having its own flavor and parking problems. Yeah, parking is a pain here.
It's passable, okay? This isn't terrible.
All right, number two, everyone's on island time. So Charleston time is a real thing. The pace is, well, let's just say unhurried, right? And if you're coming from up north, which I did, you'll notice that people drive like they're heading to a buffet, not a fire. And it's wild. You rarely hear a car horn unless someone's just saying, hey, okay? Very few people are gonna get nasty with you. I mean, road rage can happen, but you don't want it to happen. Assume everyone's carrying a gun, okay? We'll all get along if everyone abides by those rules. Now, contractors, on the other hand, Charleston time, right? They may show up around Tuesday-ish, which means sometime before next Friday, maybe, if you're lucky. You don't know.
It's like playing Russian roulette, you know?
And oh, if you call someone at 2:30 on a Friday, they'll get back to you about 10:30 on Monday. It's the truth. Number three on my list is Coke means every soda. So order a Pepsi here and you'll probably get a side eye. Down here, it's Coke, and it's an umbrella term for soda. You want a Sprite? It's a Coke. Dr. Pepper, also Coke. Pepsi, get the f*** out of here.
What's wrong with you?
All right, moving on to my list of 30 things you need to know. Number four, hurricanes are part of life here. Charlestonians refer to life as pre-Hugo and post-Hugo. 1989. Here's what you need to know in 2025. Hurricane season. It's June and November. Buy a generator if you're concerned about losing electric. Have a go bag. And listen to me, if you're gonna try and drive through water, just don't. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. A lot of people have gotten stuck in their cars and even had to be rescued. So just know that if we do get a lot of water and flooding, you know, don't risk that kind of stuff. Now, let's talk flood insurance. Sometimes, depending on where you live, it's not optional, right? And that's how you should think, even no matter what part of the low country you live in, you should think it's not optional, I need to get it. If it's not required for you to have it, it's a lot less expensive. You know, it's as little as $400 a year. Even if you aren't in a flood zone by like rules of your mortgage, you should still get flood insurance. And evacuation routes change all the time. So make sure you stay updated on those. That's one thing I think people need to know. And then let's talk about number five on my list, oyster season. It's sacred here, okay? From September to April, people shuck like it's a religion, and backyard roasts are common, so you'll probably get an invite. Make sure you say yes. Gloves are optional, but hot sauce. Hot sauce is mandatory here. And let me explain something. National football, pretty big here, but you know what's bigger than that? College football. So you either got to pick a side. You either go Clemson or Gamecocks. There is nothing else. I mean, It's really those two. That's your two option, and just be careful who you move next to because they may have an opposing team flag. So, and just don't try to argue about it. Just keep your cool. You'll be fine. All right, number 6 out of my list of 30. Yes, Bill Murray does live here, and he might photobomb you. No, Bill Murray lives here. He pops up from time to time. He doesn't seem to really like to be bothered, especially on TMZ. But River Dog games, he kind of owns the team, so you'll see him there. And then you've got dive bars that he checks out, random weddings. He's just kind of like the unofficial mayor of Charleston. So if you see him, don't panic, just nod, wave. All right, here's another thing you should be aware of, number 7. Everything is the first, it's the oldest, or most haunted, okay? Seriously, every corner is a history lesson here. First theater, check. Oldest house, probably. Most haunted graveyard, definitely. Oldest liquor store, yup. Charleston's basically a museum you can drink in, okay? It's wild, everything is old, and so everything has a background story. Now let's talk about number 8, which is graveyards are surprisingly beautiful here. They don't really freak me out. I thought they would because, like, you know, some of the ghost story websites all have really graveyard pictures. But no, they're actually quite beautiful. They're actually gorgeous old cemeteries with this beautiful Spanish hanging moss. And then they have walkable tours. You can do the ghost tours at night. And those, of course, are a lot of fun. Just don't disrespect the dead, or you might become one of those stories. Number 9, Southern hospitality is real, but it's earned, folks. Southern hospitality is real, but it is earned. Yes, people smile, they wave, all 5 fingers, but say y'all, not you guys. Trust me, I'm guilty of it. I'm from New York originally. I've always said you guys, and then now it's y'all. So don't complain about biscuits. That's the other one. That really pisses them off. And then the love of sweet tea. Be polite, take it, drink it. Don't say anything like, I don't like sweet tea.
I will smash your face into a car windshield and then take your mother, Dorothy Mantooth, out for a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
You're going to say, bless your heart, and there's the door. All right, number 10 on my list, planes, trains, and Dreamliners, people. So Charleston is home to Boeing 787 Dreamliner plant, okay? That means they have the biggest airplane in the freaking world. And Joint Base Charleston is also present. Air Force's presence. And then you have one airport, one terminal, small, friendly, functional. I mean, it's amazing. And the one thing, they actually are expanding the terminal area where they're going to make it, they're going to have a whole nother section. So they're going to be able to do more flights, things like that, more parking, which is great. And then pro tip, always check flights out of Savannah too. Sometimes those are a little bit cheaper. Just depends on if you're willing to drive. All right, moving on to number 11. Church steeples rule the skyline. So the Holy City nickname, it's just not branding. Building height limits keep the skyline low and steeples high. You cannot build any skyscrapers, just the charm of the cobblestones. They did not want to turn Charleston into every other major city by building massive skyscrapers, and then you lose sight of all of the beautiful steeples, right? So Charleston's like, nothing can be built taller than the steeples. So pretty cool fact. Now, number 12 on my list is the red dot equals liquor store. And this is something a lot of people are like, what? So you can't buy hard liquor here on Sundays because we're still technically in the Bible Belt, and they're not called liquor stores. They're called red dot stores. This is also where you can buy your lottery tickets and things like that. But they close at 7 p.m. So plan accordingly or learn to love wine because that's what you can buy in the grocery store. Now, people might be going, that's crazy, Ryan. But here's the tip. Here's what you do, okay? I got you. You're going to go to Costco and you're going to load up because the liquor at Costco is going to cost you so much less than if you just buy it from your liquor store. So you could buy 3-4 bottles. So you get a box. They have boxes there and you put your bottles in there and then you stock up and you put it in your garage or your Costco closet, right? That's what you do so you never really run out. There you go. Plan ahead. All right, guys, moving on to our list, number 13. So every road has 2 names, and this is no joke. So locals will give you directions like this, okay? Here's how they're gonna do it. Take the Glen McConnell, 526, past the Don Holt, but not to Dorchester Road, the other Dorchester. Just look at them and go, and then just roll your window up and use your GPS, because trust no one. I mean, some people give directions like they're telling you like it's pre MapQuest days. Like, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go down the road. You're gonna look for a gray house, right? Then you're gonna see a blue house, and then you're gonna hit some train tracks. But if you hit the train tracks, you've gone too far. You gotta turn around, go back to that gray house. All right, moving on to 14. So Charleston stage scene here, the absolute art festivals and all of that. I mean, it's pretty legit. You got Spoleto Festival USA, a world-class arts festival every May and June, right? May, June. And then you have America's oldest theater, which is Dock Street. So tons of shows there. And then you have tons of local production, live music, comedy, improv. I mean, this area is rich in entertainment. And it's probably one of the big things that I personally love. I'm not somebody to go, sit at a football game for 6 hours and day drink, but I'll enjoy a comedy show in the evening, once we put our kids to bed. That's the kind of stuff that I'm into, All right, moving on. We're halfway through the list. We're at number 15, hockey in the South. Yep, we got it. So welcome to the Charleston Stingrays, the minor league hockey with a very serious heart. These guys love what they do. And if you're a Star Wars fan, they have Star Wars night. So check that out. Now, games are cheap, they're fun, they're packed with excitement, and your kids will enjoy them. And the best part, no snow, but yes, you can still tailgate. Okay, this ain't Buffalo. It's not Bill's Mafia. Bill's Mafia will tailgate in 6 feet of snow and not break a sweat. So, they're crazy. Now, moving on to number 16, beware of the pluff mud. What is this? Well, the marshlands. The marsh look absolutely beautiful, but they're thick and full of that mud. It's like quicksand with attitude. Do not try to attempt to walk through the marsh. And it smells weird and will suck off your shoes, and you'll never see your shoes again. You might never see your foot again. So it's a Charleston rite of passage, but just avoid it at all costs. All right, moving on to number 17. Hollywood loves Charleston. So you got movies filmed here. The Notebook, The Patriot, Outer Banks filmed in Charleston, pretending to be in the Outer Banks. Yeah, you didn't fool me. Also, you've got shows like Righteous Gemstones, which is great. Danny McBride. You also have another show, Vice Principals, which was also filmed here. And I mean, so Hollywood just loves them some Charleston, and dozens of influencers faking a romantic life on Rainbow Row. That's the other one that really gets my heart. Love y'all. All right, number 18, the Citadel is intense. So the Citadel is Charleston's military college. Students equal knobs. Okay, that's what they call them. Haircuts equal mandatory. You're getting a buzz cut, buddy. And hazing, well, that's tradition, depending on who you ask. But locals respect the heck out of it. So I give the Citadel its props. All right, moving on. Number 19, the Battery. The Battery is beautiful and it's expensive. So it's Charleston's historic seawall, and it's a multi-million-dollar mansion of just houses and tourists with cameras. You can walk the Battery during golden hour. It's absolutely stunning. Dream about affording even one of the porches. I mean, it's wild. These houses are gorgeous that are on the Battery. I mean, one just sold for $250 million. So, I mean, we're not talking cheap houses here. All right, moving on. Number 20, pride in the South. So people here take pride in their family roots, their local schools, their Charlestonness, especially the natives. Listen, the thing is, to get along with the folks that the natives here, they don't want to secede, but they do want to succeed on their terms. Listen, the best way to get along with the natives here is just to absolutely adapt yourself to the lifestyle, to the culture. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Goes a long way. And I got to tell you, respect for other people's things, being polite to your neighbors, waving, all that stuff makes all the difference in the world. And so if you're somebody who, like myself, I was coming from New York, we really didn't talk to our neighbors, not a whole lot. And honestly, now it's like every time I get out of my car, I wave to my neighbor or have a quick little conversation. And that's the beauty of the life here. So you just got to adapt. All right, moving on. Number 21, everyone's named Ashley or Caroline. Now, I've talked about this in the past, and it's not a joke. Literally, 1 in 3 girls are named Ashley or Caroline. And can you guess why? Bonus if one is born near the Ashley River or in Charleston County. And you have Caroline for, well, South Carolina. Duh. I'll tell you what. I meet girls all the time. Other realtors, that's Ashley. I met a Carolina once. That was interesting. And so, again, it's something that I just let everybody know, like, it's not a joke here. It's legit. All right, moving on. Number 22, the food will change your life here. And I'm not kidding. From high end to holes in the wall. Husk, Leon's, The Ordinary, The Wreck, Post Tavern, Church and Union, Grill 225, Halls. I would avoid a lot of the tourist trap places, but I'll tell you what, never say no to the grits, ever. And the shrimp and grits are amazing. And never say no to the shrimp and grits, ever. All right, moving on to 23. Now, some of you might be coming from California and are big surfers, right? Because I've actually talked to a lot of you, and that was usually the first question they say is like, hey, is there a surf culture there? Yeah, it exists. So Folly Beach is the spot. The washout is for legit surfers. Hurricane swells can get absolutely incredible, but beginner-friendly breaks elsewhere. I will say this. These places are something where if you're not a really legit strong surfer, you may just want to kind of do your research and talk to other surfers in the area. All right, moving on to 24. We are cruising through this list, the Blind Tiger. So Charleston's most iconic bar started in 1803. It survived prohibition by faking tiger shows. Yeah, can you imagine? Be like, cops being like, this place we don't have to worry about because they were having tiger shows. No alcohol in there.
Don't ever do that again.
And still, it's got one of the best patios in the South. Listen, that's my opinion. You guys can argue me on that, but it's got one of the best patios in the South. So go check out the Blind Tiger. That's number 24 on my list. Now let's talk about number 25. The growth is absolutely insane here. In 2025, an average of 40 plus people a day. Let me reiterate. 40 plus people move here every day. Is that not insane? New developments in Mount Pleasant, Goose Creek, Somerville, Cane Hoy, Hugie, Ondaw, Hollywood, Megget, James Island, Johns Island. The list goes on, guys. In construction, everywhere. Best thing you can do is download the app Waze, W-A-Z-E, and use that like it is your holy grail to getting around and commuting in the Charleston traffic. All right, let's talk number 26, humidity. Oh, it's like a beast sometimes. So it's not the heat, it's the humidity, y'all. All right, did you get the joke? It's not the heat that'll kill you, it's the humidity, y'all. Okay, all right, well, I tried. And listen, you're gonna sweat in places you didn't even know you had pores because the summers can get hot. This summer, we got up to 100 degrees, but with humidity, it felt like 115. Could you imagine 115 all day long? Like, it's wild. So summers can be rough depending on who you are. Winters are dreamy. I don't have to deal with snow anymore. I left my snow shovel and my snow thrower back in Buffalo, New York, and I haven't thought about it not one day since. And so come on down. You can also leave your snow shovel and your snow thrower behind and wave it goodbye. I took a picture of mine so I'd always remember it. Yeah, it's the little things. All right, moving on, number 27. Charleston is getting more progressive. And what do I mean by that? Well, the culture is shifting. It's more of a melting pot here. You got a diverse group of people that are moving here. Newcomers are very much welcome, but you got to come with your manners. And here's what I tell everybody, okay? If you have left somewhere and you left for a reason, don't start doing the same things you were doing in those places to create the problems that you left, right? So people here, the natives, they don't want stuff to change. They like the way it is. So they're not looking for people to come here and be like, well, now we got to implement this, and this. You don't have enough street lights. Well, we're going to have to raise taxes. That's how we're going to pay for all this. No. That's when the guns start getting cocked, okay? Like, they don't mess around here. And I got to tell you, If you're a Yankee and your plan is to come here and be like, well, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, I got news for you. You won't be here long. Toe tag's probably in your future. But yes, they still will call you a Yankee. I get called a Yankee all the time. It's like a form of endearment at this point. All right, guys, moving on. Number 28. The port is massive. So massive that now the paper factory stopped. They're going to tear that shit down, and they're like, we're going to make the port even bigger. So it is going to be one of the biggest on the East Coast, crucial for jobs in our economy. So if you don't think that money flows through the port, it really does. And it's constantly growing. You got a lot of big boats that are coming in, big businesses. I mean, the other day I drove past and there was like 9,000 BMWs parked in the port parking lot. So again, the port is really a large part of our economy here. So definitely if you're looking for jobs, it might be something to consider. Now, number 25, college football is life. I talked about this, not pro sports. It's all out Gamecocks versus Tigers, baby. You're either Clemson or you're Gamecocks, and you just got to pick one side. Really, and I'm not going to tell you what side I'm on, but pick a side and pick it fast. Even if you don't care, you'll end up at a tailgate, and so you just do what I do, keep like one shirt for one team and one shirt for the other, and whichever side, whoever invites you, find out who they like, and then just wear that shirt. That's what I do. That's my hack. All right, number 30, and it's the final one on our list. Pack your bags, because Charleston's just not a destination, it's a lifestyle. I mean, Southern charm meets modern conveniences, laid back culture, rich history, explosive growth going on right now. If you're ready to move after everything we've talked about, go to my website, buyfromrye.com, and let's find you the right home without the Zillow BS, right? All right, so if you made it this far, you definitely need to move here, or at least come visit and eat your weight in shrimp and grits. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and drop a comment with what surprised you most on this list. Or if your name is Ashley, I'm watching you, Ashley. I see you there. Watch this video right here if you want to learn what no one tells you about actually living in Charleston. Trust me, you'll want to hear it before the U-Haul gets there.